Jacqueline Woodson is an African-American author of 13 picture books, 20 young adult books, and 2 novels for adults. Her work is the winner of many awards, including the Newbery Honor Medal, the Coretta Scott King Award, the National Book Award, and the Caldecott Medal. She received the Margaret A. Edwards Award for Lifetime Achievement for her work in helping adolescents become aware of themselves and addressing questions about their role and importance in relationships, society, and the world. And she received the Hans Christian Andersen Award for her works, Important and Lasting Contribution to Children's Literature. Receiving many other awards, her contribution to literature for children and young adults is undeniable. Born on a Tuesday in February 1963 in Columbus, Ohio, she has 2 brothers, Hope and Roman, and a sister named Odella, who we can read about in her book, Brown Girl Dreaming. Soon after her birth, her family moved to Greenville, South Carolina, and then when she was 7, they moved to Brooklyn, New York. It was around this time that she began to notice that no one in the books that she read was like her. Woodson has written many picture books with which I'm familiar, and I bet you are too. Her list of picture books includes Each Kindness, The Day You Begin, The Other Side, and The Year We Learned to Fly. In this beautiful picture book, a brother and sister are forced to stay inside during a stormy spring, and inevitably they argue. Their grandmother encourages them to use their beautiful and brilliant minds, so they close their eyes and use their imaginations to go outside and explore. They fly and dive and laugh over the city and see so many beautiful things through all 4 seasons of the year. Their imaginations allow them to escape, just like the narrator shares that her grandmother learned to fly from their ancestors who came before, who were brought here on big ships. As always, Woodson doesn't shy away from the hard past of African Americans, but she tempers it with this uplifting story, inspirational for all kids, and especially brown boys and girls. Her young adult books include Brown Girl Dreaming, Hush, After Tupac and Dee Foster, and Feathers. Woodson shows her wonderful storytelling ability in the book Feathers, which is about a deaf African-American boy. She says Feathers is a book about the different ways people have hope in the world. In this book, she brings to light African-American culture, also deaf culture. Jacqueline Woodson values the fact that kids just need stories. In a video about reaching all readers, she says, "Growing up in the 70s and trying to find myself on the page was not happening for me. There was Nat Turner, Harriet Tubman, Phyllis Wheatley, and everyone had been a slave or had escaped slavery or learned to read during slavery or beat up someone during slavery. And I was like, okay, it's the 1970s. Have my people not done anything since then?" She goes on to say, "I think we have to be respectful of the young people and say, where are you in this book?" In a New York Times article, Woodson says, "When I go into classrooms, I'll look at the class makeup and it will be all these kids of color. And they'll have all these books with no people of color in them. And I'm like, come on. Is it just by accident or by design that you're not letting the literature reflect your young people?" Books, she says, should act as both mirrors and windows. They should both reflect people's experiences and offer windows into different worlds. These kids are in classrooms with all these windows and no mirrors, no books that reflect them. As a young reader, as a girl growing up in black and brown neighborhoods in South Carolina and in New York, Woodson found plenty of windows, but not enough mirrors. So she began to make her own, and this is what makes her a great storyteller. She makes sure that different colors and backgrounds are represented in her books. Woodson is the quintessential African American author, and her impact on multicultural literature for children and young adults has and will continue to leave a lasting impact.